Good morning to you, HawkFanatic.com. This segment brought to you by Diamond Dental. Dr. Lance Forbes at Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. Streets Maintenance, now doing plumbing as well. They're back to doing plumbing and remodeling and everything. The Ox Yoke Inn in the Amanas with a great Sunday brunch. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. Diamond Dreams Sports Academy. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. GT Carr, his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Tavern Blue, great pizza. Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip. Mike's E-Keys for cars. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. And Patrick Eade and his staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Here's Tom Suter along with Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com.
Thank you, Captain Steve, for that lovely introduction.
Wonderful.
Heartfelt introduction.
Yeah, every word. Every word.
Yes.
Every word.
What's the password to your internet? Wi-Fi? Well, I can't get on. For some reason, it's not letting me. It's making me. My phone is not doing anything, and it says I'm disconnected, and it says the only way I can get on is with the KCJJ. Yeah. You don't want to say it on the air?
Why don't...
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean,
What's somebody going to do?
Yeah, really, we're out here by nobody.
Is it we're number one?
Yeah, well, that's, no, 1630 KCJJ.
That's literally your password?
Yeah.
So the way it works now, when I go back to my house, will my phone automatically put me back on my password?
Yes.
Because for some reason, it's not like yesterday at the mall.
Well, you already put the password in there. Didn't you save it?
KCJJ?
Yeah.
I don't recall, but remember, this is a new phone.
Yeah, but you've used it out here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, it's not working today.
That's because it's a conspiracy. I blame Angel Reese.
She's just damn goofy.
1630 case.
Yeah, the whole thing's goofy.
Yeah.
Just shut up, everybody, and play basketball.
Yeah, Dan Patrick said, look, Angel Reese is a great player. The other one's a great player. But the reason we came here was Caitlin Clark. You either embrace it or,
Yeah. I'm sick of it.
I'm so tired of this story.
Well, and now there's more legislatures.
Just be quiet.
Calling for the, investigate. It was Idaho.
Wow. Just look at it working now. I'm on your network. I'm part of the KCJJ family.
Okay, we have to charge you for that.
Yeah, what is it, like $50 a day?
$50 a bite,
an hour,
a bit.
So I leave here today losing money on this show.
Oh, big time.
I leave here losing money every day.
Yeah, but this is your livelihood.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But no, I'm tired of that storyline. When do they play next?
Tonight.
What channel?
Ion.
Ooh, I can watch it. That's 806.
Yes.
Yeah, 806. I think.
It's
Who do they play?
positively entertaining.
Who do they play? New York or
the Mystics? To the team with no wins.
Oh, so they should win.
They should.
Okay.
Although it's at the Mystics. So.
They'll win. Caitlin will get 30, and then all her fans will come out and lash out at the.
See, she's the best.
It's just a nonstop S show, and I feel
really
sorry
is.
for her. And what's funny is she's basically dropped off the social media.
Completely.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for
Both
her.
she and Aaliyah Boston are off. No,
she doesn't need. She
No,
can
but
use
there's
it.
fake accounts, and
Oh.
people think they're talking to her.
Well, no, those people are idiots.
Well,
Yes, they are.
yeah, I can't argue with you.
What do you do? You're typing in feed. What's going on with you in that phone right now?
I'm putting this thing on Facebook. It's already on YouTube, and then I put it to Facebook.
All right.
Good work.
Good work.
I do that, yes.
There you go.
It's impressive.
See, we didn't do this stuff 5 years ago,
I
did
gotta-
we?
I
We didn't
gotta-
put the show on Facebook 5 years ago, did we?
And I don't think so.
I don't think we did.
No.
It's a whole new frontier now.
Yeah.
Hawks, though, are still that's what we're tethered to.
Yeah.
Some guy told me the other day or yesterday at the mall, he's like, especially this time of year, he goes, I actually find your Hawk conversation more boring than your drifting. And I'm like, you know what I go, is that a compliment?
Yeah.
He goes, take it for what it's worth. He goes,
I was going to say, that's a backhanded compliment if I've ever heard
I
one.
thought that was more of a put down. He said our drifting is better than our hockey. This time of year, he said.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, he said, he goes, I don't need to know about the fifth string cornerback who, I'm like, well,
I'm with him.
I'm with him on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but when there's news like that
Sure.
guy from Colorado State. Now, at first, I didn't realize that he's a walk-on. I mean, because the initial reports didn't have any, all the recruiting sites that do all that stuff, they recover him just the same. Walk-ons now, it didn't used to be that way. Walk-ons didn't get near the press now that they do now with the internet. So I didn't know, but yeah, he's a walk-on, which, that's even better for Iowa. They're getting another body in there, but it's not costing them a scholarship because they still are over the scholarship.
So he must think that he can make some waves. I mean, obviously.
Well, my guess is he's getting enough NIL maybe to where it softens the no scholarship blow a little bit. But I mean, Deacon Hill, they put him on scholarship, and obviously that did not work out. So
no.
So this maybe they need some bodies in there. This kid is big, 6'5", 210. He's got a pretty strong arm. He just hasn't played in college really. He's attempted 4 passes and completed 1.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah. So there you go, Hawks. Hawks in June.
Yeah.
And you got the track. That stuff's all wrapping up right now. I saw. I think it was Paige McGee finished 12th in the hurdles, and then our guy we interviewed, Mike Stein, he finished 7th in the javelin nationally. I'm sure he'd be the first to say not where he wanted to finish, but still he's an All-American. And that stuff's wrapping up this week, and then the sports calendar year is over.
Got a new gymnastics
coach, Jen Llewellyn. I posted that, and it actually drew It actually drew a little bit of traffic. I mean, I've written one story this week. I'm kind of taking this week as sort of a vacation. I'm not going anywhere or anything, but I've just been I just haven't done much.
It's a staycation.
And there's those are like, I'm going to go to Chicago in July for a weekend. A bunch of us, it sounds like some of our old college buddies, we may get together on the North Shore suburbs.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And for a weekend, and still thinking about Colorado for some time, but like I said, time's running out. Matt Weitz will just send an email out for the Big Ten freaking kickoff luncheon for football. You got to have your hotel by July 15th, and actually the media hotel in Indy is only $169.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
No.
I'm not sure if I'm going though. I'm gonna wait and see because man, the last couple of years it's just been a complete waste of money, and the wireless is terrible. And it's at Lucas Oil Stadium, and my guess is they haven't fixed the wireless, and the wireless makes it almost impossible to work from there.
I believe that.
You don't deal with a lot of really bad wireless places anymore. You just don't. At least I don't. But Lucas Oil Stadium, when you think about it, it's an NFL stadium, and NFL has their reporters and then the visiting team, but it's not 100. When we go for this Big Ten thing, there's 300 there's a ton of reporters in there with computers. I just don't think their internet can handle it. And it's just you can't do videos, you can't do photos, and
I wasn't impressed with Lucas Oil
at all. You didn't like it from a fan viewing experience. What didn't you like about it?
Well, they didn't have enough food.
Well,
for one.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Now that's not the stadium structure.
No, it isn't.
Because what I thought was weird about the stadium, it looks like it holds way more people than it does, or is that just me?
I don't know.
It doesn't hold as much as Kinnick, does it?
I don't know.
But it looks like it holds.
It looks like
more.
There were 100,000 people there.
But it wasn't.
No,
there wasn't. I can't remember what. I'll have to look it up what their capacity is. But what do you mean they ran out of food for the last Big Ten championship game?
We tried to get a pizza or a sandwich 3 or 4 different times, and they didn't have them.
70,000.
Okay, Kinnick
about the
Stadium.
same, yeah.
But doesn't it look bigger than Kinnick?
Yes, a lot.
Way bigger.
Yeah, it says for football, 67,000 can be expanded for basketball and major conventions to 70,000.
So it's actually a little less than Kinnick for football. But when it's full, it just looks huge.
So we ended up getting a pretzel to eat. That was all we could get.
That just seems odd that they would. What was this in like the third, fourth quarter? How early was this in the game?
First quarter, halftime.
That's bad planning.
Oh, terrible. I mean, they knew how many tickets they sold. I mean,
wow.
it was
so you
full.
tried to get a pizza, and what else did you try to get?
Like even a cheeseburger.
And they were
nothing.
That is just bizarre.
Yeah.
That's bad. Somebody made a mistake.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was. So you're talking that was the last one. How about? Do you remember the one?
This was the one.
21.
Yeah, Cade McNamara.
Do you remember having problems? You went in 15, didn't you?
No.
You didn't go in 15?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, no, that is that seems odd.
No, that might be my final trip.
You didn't go to the
with
last
soil.
one either, did
No.
you? Okay.
No.
You know, but I can't do at Kinnick and around Kinnick. I mean, going even the Dairy Queen on Riverside. I can't get it when there's a game here. I can't get on the internet.
Yeah.
Can't. The phone doesn't work in itself.
When you're at the stadium.
Yeah, but even when I can't get on the internet all the way to the Dairy Queen on Riverside, and once you get past,
So that's
that,
caused by the crowd
starts-
in the stadium, you think?
Yeah, using the internet. And
God, you'd
using
think
their
at this
phones.
stage we'd be beyond that, wouldn't
And
you?
that when we're at our tailgate, I can't get online.
No.
Isn't it wild that's didn't we just didn't they just send two guys up to the space station and yet we can't figure out the internet? That just seems weird.
Well, what I don't understand is why we're going to the moon when we were there in '69. What is the problem? Why don't we just do the same thing we did then? Why do we have to?
Well, why are we going back to the moon? I mean,
Yeah, I don't get it.
we already
went
have
there.
We already have moon rocks, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. Well, what I don't, but they're like, well, this time we're going to send this rocket up. We've already done it. Shouldn't you know how to do it now? I mean, that was
I'm sure they do.
1969.
I'm sure they do, but the technology's different, and
Yeah, but what about the people who say we did never land on the moon
who cares?
and the Earth is flat?
Yeah, yeah. Keep walking, then. I just tell them to keep walking.
Yeah, that's what I would tell them
Get
too.
to the edge.
Yeah, that's what I would tell them too. But and then Yosei Epinesa is on his official visit to Iowa. I think it starts today. I'll tell you, he's did all 5 of them. Boom, one right after another. He spent like 3, 4. He was at Missouri last. Then he was at Penn State. I know he's got Miami and Oregon. I think's the other one.
I think you're right.
My gut feeling is Iowa, but I think it's easy to say Iowa because I just think that poll is really strong. Would I be shocked if he picked Missouri? Missouri would not shock
He's
me.
really interested in Miami.
Well,
I
know he's interested, and I've had some people tell one thing. There's a strong Polynesian
Yes, exactly that.
community down there, and the program's there's a lot of that. But I've also heard he really likes Missouri.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Well, I saw we got transfer from Colorado, another quarterback. Why
Colorado
do we
State?
keep getting all these quarterbacks when we only use one?
Well, I mean, every team, and you look at every Power 5 or almost any college team, they're going to have at least 3 to 5 quarterbacks on the roster. You have to. That's just how it is. It's always been that way.
Yeah, but a lot of them use them. But we only use one.
nobody uses 5.
No, nobody uses more than usually 2 quarterbacks at the most.
Wasn't it 1 year we had to use all of them because
94.
they kept getting hurt?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean 94. But yeah, every team has. What Iowa has is not unusual. It's par for the course.
Well, don't these guys get disgusted when they're just sitting around?
Yeah, that's why they all transfer.
Yes, they all
That's
transfer.
why they all transfer all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was wondering, those watches or whatever the guys have on for baseball, when they call out, how do they fix those up for the foreign guys?
I have no clue.
Don't know.
No, I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to that.
Well, someday find
I'm
it.
not,
Let me know.
Captain, just say something. Give her an answer.
Whoa. I'm not even following it.
I don't know what are you asking about,
Yeah,
Karin?
what
The
about
watches? The time? Are you talking about the timing, like the?
I'm asking when they send out the plays on these watches.
Oh, they're smart watches. They're hooked up to their phones.
Well, but the foreign guys, do they have somebody in there that sends out foreign things for them to pick up?
I have no
Well,
idea.
I would imagine.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
If
You
got,
choose your own language. I mean,
you got a smart watch.
it's a computer.
And then they send a text out to the phone.
And if your language is in Spanish, they'll do it in Spanish.
Yes. That's
it
correct.
comes up on your watch.
So what are we talking about? What?
We're talking about they're looking at their watches for plays now rather than doing the signals because people are picking
Who's
up on the
they?
signals. People that
The
are
pitchers.
pitchers in baseball. And what they're doing is
Yeah, I mean, I watched a game the other day. I didn't notice the pitcher having a watch, and I don't think I saw it at all. I mean, but
Well, you should watch some of these, like the softball last night. Every time they pick up look at their hand.
well yes, because they send a text on their phone. Their phone is connected to their watch, It's a smart watch.
Well, I watched the softball game. I don't recall the pitcher having a cell phone when she's on the mound. I
No,
don't know what
it's
you're
not.
talking
It's
about.
not.
It's a watch.
I don't
Or
recall
they
her
have
looking.
something,
I recall her having a little
parts on their
cardboard
hands,
thing of stuff.
too.
I see a bunch of them with they'll have like a paper thing patched to their arm with all plays or whatever. But I don't recall.
You don't have to have your phone there to have the watch. But
What I'm saying though is I don't recall seeing watches that much. I don't know. I don't get this.
I saw it. I saw it, and I thought to myself, "Wow!"
Like Brody Breck when he's
they're
pitching, he's got a thing on his arm, taped to his arm that I'm guessing for each batter. What the tendencies
I would
are.
guess that's
but it's
right.
not a watch. It's like
No.
Well, I saw somebody with a watch. They were looking at the watch,
Okay, I have no.
and it's like a smartphone.
Well, I do know a bunch of them that do have watches.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because
I've never seen
them
it.
come out and replace the watch.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. But
Replace the watch instead of replacing the pitcher. So you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware that was happening, but I don't watch that closely either.
Did you see where Oklahoma won their fourth straight?
I saw it, but
Title
I didn't.
last
I don't think I watched a pitch of it. I just don't care. I
Not-
did see
not
it though.
one pitch.
They won 4 in a
It's
row.
sports, so I watched, and it's record, so I watched
Yeah.
all of it.
Well,
Yeah.
good for you.
I did not watch sports last night. To be honest, with you. I didn't watch the NBA game either. Did you?
No.
Yes, I watched that too, and it looked to me like the Celtics kind of had it all over.
Yeah. I forgot it
Got
was
that
even on.
one guy back in, that prestigious, or whatever you call his name.
Well, we went out to eat and then watched 2 episodes of Girls 5 Eva.
And I also watched the Cubs lose.
I forgot that. I didn't. I said
You need like the White House has all these TVs in a row.
Oh, no, I just
the Oval
flip back
Office.
and forth. I got a little thing that just keeps me going.
Yeah,
I just
You need
sit there.
multiple TVs so you can watch them all at once.
Yeah, for
That'd
some
be
reason
nice.
last night I
I
didn't.
always love picture-in-picture. You can't find that
No.
anymore.
Did
No,
not
you
watch
can't.
any sports last night for some reason. I forgot the Cubs were on, but they've been playing so bad lately anyway.
Well, and then the White Sox really went bad. They went 14. They have 14 losses in a row.
But at least the Cubs were able to play the White Sox recently to win a couple games.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't they sweep them?
Yeah, if the
Yeah,
White
they
Sox
took them
lost
2
14 in a
games.
row.
Yeah, I think the Cubs
Six-
swept them.
6-7, or 7-6, or 6-5, just barely. And the White Sox always started out in the lead, and then the Cubs came back.
Yeah, the White Sox suck.
Yeah,
Let's
the
be
poor White
honest.
Sox.
Cubs don't
It's kind
suck.
of fun
Cubs
to
are average.
sit and listen to Frank Thomas and Ozzie Guillen and Chuck Carfine and try and talk about what's going to go on.
So, Carl, do you ever get tired of sports, or is it just
No, that's my hobby.
nonstop? Just more
That's
sports.
my hobby. That's what keeps me going.
Okay.
All right.
No, that's. I wish I shared that passion for sports. There's just times where I'm not near as big a sports fan as I was 20, 30 years ago.
Me
Not
either.
even close.
No, I
See,
used
the
to
older I
watch
get, the
everything.
more I become.
Oh, God, I'm
Because
just the
I
opposite.
can't go running around out there, and so that's one thing that keeps me going.
I think
Well,
that's great,
good.
man.
I think that's great.
And keep going.
You
Yeah,
bet.
there you go.
I'm going to get you
Absolutely.
one of those watches.
Watches. Yeah.
Yeah, and then send me out on the mound.
Okay.
Okay, doke, guys.
Thanks,
Have a good day.
Karan.
Yeah, I had no idea to watch it, but like I said, I don't.
No,
I don't
I've
recall
seen
any
it.
Iowa baseball players.
I haven't seen it a lot, but I have seen it.
Interesting.
And I've seen it in, like there's a guy on second base in the Cubs, and he was just keep checking the thing, and it's just it's basically a phone on a watch.
Yeah.
I think there's paralysis by analysis. There can be just too much.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, that's an old.
Paralysis by analysis.
I never heard.
You've never heard? Oh, that's been around forever.
No, I've been around forever. I never heard that. Hello.
Yeah, it's not really a watch. If you look, the catcher might have a thing on the top of his shin guard. He pushes a button. The pitcher might have this thing in his hat, which tells him, fastball, curve, whatever. Some of the pitchers will have this little device on their glove or on their belt. He pushes the number, and the catcher has a earpiece, and that's the way they communicate.
So what is the thing in the glove? Like you say, push a button. What is it?
Well, it's a device that sends the signal to the pitcher.
Okay.
So just a little
So
transmitter.
just a little and then so I'm not imagining things like with Brody Breck, he would have something taped to like his left forearm, and he would look at that. It looked like it was some type of like a cheat sheet.
Quarterbacks have that.
Quarterbacks
a lot.
have the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not aware of it. Okay, that kind of explains it a little bit.
Yeah.
And the catcher might have a thing for the, what the hitter likes or doesn't like, or what you think you can get him out with.
Gee, what did we ever do before this stuff? I mean,
Put down 2 fingers.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
And I remember I had trouble seeing. I mean, I had to. Luckily, I had contacts, but I couldn't. Without my glasses, I could not have seen a catcher from 60 feet.
Well, so with
There's
these
no way.
devices, then they can't get their signal stolen
Signal
anymore.
stolen, yeah. It's
And every once in a while, the pitcher will take his cap off, and they have to replace it. It ran out of power or wiggle loose or something. But
okay. Well, thank you for explaining that.
yeah, I watch a lot of baseball, so I've.
You and Karn.
I did. I thought it was a smartwatch.
Well,
you was talking about.
That would
It's a
work
little,
too.
Yeah.
Little rectangle thing with 4 or 5 buttons and fastball, curve, change up, whatever.
Have you been watching the men's NCAA tournament baseball? Yes or no? I couldn't hear you.
No.
Oh, okay. I haven't either.
I'm a Cardinal fan. That's about all I watch.
Okay. All right. Well, we won't hold that against
We
you.
will forgive you this time.
They're coming.
Well,
What's their record now?
I think they're 2 under 500 or whatever.
Okay, they were what?
Them and the Cubs are about the same.
The Cubs are below 500 now?
I think the Cubs, at least a couple days ago, the Cubs were a little ahead of 500. And the Cardinals were right there, too, though.
Well, the Cubs at one point were like 7 or 8 games over 500.
Yeah.
They've really been struggling.
Well, they're not anymore.
All right. Thanks for the call. Well, they played the White Sox 2 games, won those, but didn't they lose last night? Like I said, my prediction for the Cubs is 500. If they are around 500, I would be
Well, that's probably playoff material,
close.
isn't it?
I think you got to be a little over. If I had to pick right now, I still think either Milwaukee or St. Louis will win the division. I just don't think the Cubs have enough to hold on. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I know Hunter will strongly disagree.
That's probably a safe prediction every single year.
Well, I said before when we talked, I said I'm going to pick them to win somewhere between 75 and 85 games.
Yeah.
I can say that almost every year with the Cubs, and I would usually say probably a little closer to 75 than 85. And I mean, last year I think they won 83, if I'm not mistaken, 83 and 79 or whatever. But yeah, we'll see. I just don't think they have enough to hold up. Yeah. And their offense has been really shaky recently. They've had real problems scoring runs.
The Cubs.
And then, Yosei Epinesa is here today and tomorrow. I believe it's a 2-day visit. Is this his last visit?
I don't think he's been to Miami yet.
I don't think has he been to Oregon? Isn't Oregon the fifth?
I think he's got 2 more.
I know he's been to Penn State and Missouri. He did Penn State first, then Missouri last week,
Iowa,
and then Iowa. And Epi raves about all of them, so you don't want to read too much into what he tweets. He's going to be very complimentary about all of them, and so we'll see. But yeah, Rob Howe and I were talking about it yesterday. We both we don't have any inside info or anything, but our gut is I just think Iowa's legacy poll will ultimately. But Rob said the same thing you did. I keep saying Missouri. Rob's like, no. He goes, I'm more worried about Miami.
Yeah.
From what I've been reading, I know they really like Miami, and there's a strong Polynesian influence down there, and that means a lot to.
And I think there's somebody on the staff that is they're very attracted to.
So
who's also
we'll see. I mean, Miami's coached by Mario Cristobal now, I believe. Mm-hmm. And they weren't very good last year. They didn't have it, but he's won. He played there, so I mean, it's Miami too. I mean, there's a lot to like about the climate. It's a good school, and what have you. So, but like I said, if I had to guess or predict, I'm still thinking the Hawks will win out on this one. But who knows?
I didn't love Miami when we were down there in March.
Oh, I didn't love it. I mean, I went there. Well, I loved it for the 8 or 9 days I was down there for the Orange Bowl, but that's because I was living at a oceanside hotel that somebody else was paying for and having the time of my life. And so, but no, I mean, and it's just like a lot of those big. If you don't have a lot of money, I mean, there's really not a whole lot you can benefit from. And the weather, I think the Florida weather is overrated. I think it's horrible. Other than 3 months out of the year,
so freaking humid. When we were in Orlando. It rained every day at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, almost every day it does
like
that.
clockwork.
Yeah, it does. And then my nephew lives in Dallas, and my sister and my brother-in-law, they're going down there for the July 4th, and it's going to be like. But luckily, he has a pool. But even my sister admits that after a couple days, even sitting in a pool gets a little old, But he lives in Frisco, Texas, right outside of Dallas. It's like in the hundreds there almost.
Yeah.
And the water gets so warm.
Yeah, but
it's
it's
not
still
refreshing.
relief. But no, I mean, my sister says, I mean, the weather, it can get really tough. I mean, how about those people passing out at that Trump thing yesterday? It was 110 in Arizona, and they're having these people wait in line outside. They had like 11 people they had to rush to the hospital with heat stroke.
Yeah, they deserve it. Oh, I didn't
Is
know
this
the
thing
mic.
on?
I didn't know the mic was on.
What are you typing in, Captain? What do you got going?
I was looking for the temperature at Dallas.
Yeah,
the weather in
Dallas. I'll
today.
tell you what. I think my least favorite place to drive ever. It was Dallas.
It's not actually bad. It gets up to 93, but
93 is pretty. That's today?
yeah.
Yeah, my sister's going to be there in July. It's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, my worst
Yeah, but
driving
those-
experience probably Atlanta.
Atlanta's bad too.
Atlanta was terrible.
Really
I remember
terrible.
when I drove down there the first time when I was moving to Florida in '87. I was 22, 23. We got stuck in bumper to bumper. My big concern was I was going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
We were. I mean, there were times where we weren't moving for like 45 minutes. And
Yeah,
it
it's
was,
terrible.
It was just, and I'd never really been. I hadn't started really working, and I hadn't because I've had a lot of times we're driving to Chicago for media stuff. We've had miserable traffic in Chicago too at times. But yeah, Atlanta was horrible.
Yeah, Atlanta's one of my least favorites. for
And I'll tell you, those Florida islands, you're jumping from one island to the other, that stuff was horrible. It used to take me an hour and a half to get to work.
Going through
into the
Kansas
Keys?
City
To the Key, well, you know, just those. I lived on Santa Maria. I lived on Longboat Key, but then where I worked was on a different little island where you had to cross over two crossways. One I was on Santa Maria Island. It was there was just bumper to bumper every day. It was just miserable.
Where is
Santa Maria.
Santa Maria?
That's
What's his name again?
Sean Tracy.
Sean Tracy.
He's goofy.
Who's Sean
he
Tracy?
is.
He, I worked with him at KFMH, and he worked here
Oh.
for a short period.
But that's where
of
Fast
time.
Eddie's was. Their slogan was warm beer and lousy food.
He had a nervous breakdown on the air here.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
What did he?
I don't know why.
Did he yell and scream or what?
No, not really.
It just
Is he,
well,
is he still around? See if he'll do some games with Ray.
no, he's not here.
No, he's
in
down on
Santa
that
Maria,
island.
Iowa.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, he's down in Florida.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But no, Santa Maria Island. It was just. I mean, it would take forever just to get anywhere. You never heard of Fast Eddie's Resort?
No.
But yeah, that was their slogan. Warm. I still have a shirt from it. Warm beer and lousy food. What do you think of that? You like that?
Hey, truth.
And the food really wasn't very good. I had to take a lie detector test to work there as a bartender.
Why?
I have no idea. This was 19. It was the strangest
What
thing.
did they ask you?
A bunch of. Have you ever smoked pot? You know, and have
And
you
did
ever?
you lie?
Have you, no, I didn't lie. They asked me if I've ever stole. I mean, stuff. They're like, there was a couple concerns, but we're going to hire you. I'm like, oh, gee, great. It was the strange. I had to take a lie detector
That's just-
to freaking bartend.
That is weird.
Isn't that odd?
It is odd.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah. It's weird. No,
But yeah, no, it was. I moved down there. I believe in, if I remember correctly, I moved down there in November. And boy, it was November and December, and man, this is great. And then by about late March, early April, I'm like, oh God, it's going to be 83. And then by late May, it was just every day. It's like you walk outside, like somebody's throwing like warm
Yeah.
pancake syrup on you.
Well, and go in August, and
Oh, I was there in August.
it's horrible.
Yeah, I moved. I moved in back in like late August, so I was there like 9 months. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know how people. I don't know how people can live there year
I
round.
don't know. You got to really be. If you're a radio station, they got their damn towers, their FM stations, towers are the antennas made of copper, and they have to replace them every 7 to 10 years because the moisture and salt just
Wouldn't that get expensive?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, real expensive.
Yeah.
And that's what they got to. That's what they have to do.
Yikes.
Did you ever play? Your band never played in Florida, did you? Or did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did go down there.
We played in Treasure Island, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever play in California,
No.
Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
Played in a number of places in Texas. We played the Red Lion in Austin. We played Galveston Island. We played, right across from, I can't remember the name of the town, right on the border of Mexico.
Brownsville.
No, more towards the other.
Laredo?
Yeah, Nuevo Laredo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Florida's so miserable. I read an article on the books that are banned, and it's just amazing.
Tip and Mitten.
You know, where you got Kill a Mockingbird, Color Purple, all of these, anything that has to do with blacks. Yeah, I mean, 80% of the books that are banned have to do with the black experience. It's amazing. You know, I don't know why anybody of color would want to go and do anything for any university down there. It's ridiculous.
Did you watch
Agreed.
Did you watch any of the ceremony yesterday, the D-Day?
Yeah, we broadcast.
I watched a lot. I watched a lot of that, and that interview Christy Amanpour had with that old vet, man, that brought me to tears. We were there to kick Hitler's ass, and we were going to die for it if we had to. I mean, that's, you see that stuff, and then you see today the people on like social media going back and forth like there's some type of these keyboard patriot warriors and stuff. Like, God, it's just such a mess.
No, that was pretty emotional.
No, it was very emotional.
It is.
And of course, it turned into there was that fake video where they tried to make it look like Biden crapped his pants, and they cut it. They didn't show him sitting all the way. That's where we are, though. That's just where we are. I mean, it's just.
I was telling Suter that the FCC says if we run political ads that have AI in them, we have to identify them, which we should.
How would you know, though?
They'll have to tell you.
Okay.
But now the Federal Election Committee, that Trump appointed, is fighting the FCC on it. So we should just run ads without any announcements. And if they fake the candidate, either party fakes the candidate, we're supposed to run that.
God.
And honestly, Tom, I don't think that will happen, that they'll get their way over the FCC. But if they would, as much as we need money and everything, I would be really hard-pressed to take any political ads.
Any with artificial intelligence. Yeah, I agree.
You don't need to sell your soul to make money.
Well, got to keep the doors open.
Yeah, but got to keep the doors open. But, I mean, on either side. I mean, if the Democrats can do artificial
no, that's what I'm saying.
like
Both
the
sides.
Republicans,
They both do it.
But it's just ridiculous. That is going. I hate this artificial intelligence crap. Go on Facebook and here's a picture of a cat. Do you want to know the history of felines? That's what pops
See,
up.
I have no idea what you're talking about with that.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't either.
What? Maybe your phone is old. I guess
I don't look at my phone very often.
You don't look at Facebook?
Not very often.
I don't know,
Okay.
but yeah, we don't. You go looking for more stuff than we do.
You don't have to look for it.
I use my laptop.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen.
And artificial AA is not coming up on the laptop.
Not on mine. I'm on my laptop and my phone. I mean, that's how I make my living. But I don't see. I don't see the stuff you see.
I haven't used a laptop or a desktop other than here to look at our YouTube stuff. I haven't used.
But you're also on your phone way more than I am.
Yeah, you're on your phone
way
all the
more than
time.
I am. You're on your phone more
I'm
than
on
anyone.
the grid.
Well, you're on your phone pretty much nonstop. I mean, it's like part of your hand.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what the pictures.
But I think that's what I'm saying. I think you see more stuff because you're looking and.
All I do is I open up Facebook to post, and the freaking AI is all over my feed.
Yeah, no, I don't see any of that stuff.
I post a picture of my dog, and I want. Do you know what breed is the most popular one? Pops up under the comments, I don't care.
But like I said, I'm not on Facebook.
I don't think I've seen that.
We have a Fanatic Facebook page, but Dallas runs that. I don't even do that.
Yeah, I see it.
I just the less I'm on the internet, sometimes the better.
Well, I agree with that.
Sad to say.
I'm on the grid.
What do you mean the grid?
The grid.
What's the grid?
The internet. I'm on the grid.
He's on the grid.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're nonstop on your
Get down
phone
with
though.
the kids. That's what they say.
Okay.
They're on the grid.
That's
I never heard a kid say that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
All the kids are saying that.
They're on the gram.
If that's what makes you happy, more power to you.
Are you on the gram?
What's the gram?
Instagram.
I am not.
I post an occasional picture or something.
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, but I don't ever go there.
I like Instagram because it's got all these pet videos. It's got the dodo, and it's got all the pet videos.
I have an account, but I don't ever go there. I mean, literally never
There's
go
a
there.
picture of the giraffe picking up the baby out of the car.
Hell, I saw that on the national news.
Yeah.
And some of those, I'm not saying the dodo, but some of those pet things, so much of that stuff I've read is freaking staged. You know?
Well, yeah.
So much of what you see on the internet as far as like fights and heroes saving, so much of it is staged.
Okay, I didn't pay attention too much to it, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye today. Did the giraffe drop the baby then?
Yeah, right away. It was basically going for something.
The
and
baby
just happened to be part of what it was going for. It made it like a foot up in the air. It was not. Yeah. It was not. I'm guessing though, who knows with the internet, it was probably the giraffe swallowed the baby and then spit it back out. The way the internet is, but. You know, that's the risk you take when you're driving with an open car and a baby and a massive giraffe. I mean, those kind of things can happen. I mean, they show that one lady getting into a fight with her husband during what they call these. I didn't realize they had these things. You can drive through like a tiger safari type thing where there's a bunch of wild tigers. You can drive through. This lady and her husband got into a fight, and I don't think this was staged because I think someone got killed. But they got into a fight, and the lady got out of the car, the driver's seat, and ran around to argue with him in the passenger seat. Next thing you know, there's this tiger. You could eat. I mean, if you want to get on your phone again, it's right. This tiger comes out of nowhere and just pulls this lady away, and then you see the husband going after her, and then it's over. But, I mean, it'd be scary enough driving through a tiger safari, but, man, would you get out of your car if you and Ann were having a fight?
No.
I mean, think about that.
Not.
I mean, you see these big, massive Bengal tigers just drooling, waiting for you to go, so they can eat you.
Husband's going.
You know, that's poetic justice is what that is. If someone's that stupid, she deserves to go down.
She should have just shut up.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it was staged.
Then why would they turn off the...
Well, because it was like a camera or something, and the tiger, they would have had to have kept panning over, because the tiger dragged the lady and ran off. You know, and
with the lady,
yeah, was dragging her by their legs, and this camera looked like it was stationary. Right, you could see,
gotcha.
And it couldn't go to the right, but no, it was that thing was all over Twitter for a couple of years, and I'm just like, why would you get out of the car? I mean, I'd be worried if I was in a small car. A couple of those big tigers, they come up and smash the windows. I mean, those things are just powerful. Are you watching it?
Yeah.
Is she out of the car yet?
Yeah.
The tiger's like,
she gets out of the car.
The tiger's like, wow, this is going to be an easy day.
Yeah. Gets out of the car, opens up his door,
What's that music?
And then the tiger just grabbed her away. The husband goes after her.
I don't mean to laugh. I mean, somebody lost their life over this thing, but I don't even know if Sandy Denny would have gotten out of the car, would she? She would have jumped off it to entertain to entertain the tigers.
Just jump on the tiger.
But they're wild animals. I mean,
they are. Yeah, and they're big.
And they're strong, and sometimes they're hungry.
There you go.
But I don't think that was staged. Do you? I think that was real.
Let's see if there's news accounts of it.
But God, there's so much though that is staged. And but yeah, back to Epinesa. I know we're going all over the place.
Tiger grabs woman, and it's a picture of Tiger Woods with one of his girlfriends.
But they need to get Yossi. Don't you agree? This 25 class needs a spark.
Yeah,
it really.
It seems like it's sort of dead in the water. Although they've got a big thing coming up.
They got a big thing coming up, but the concern is they're usually full by now. Almost the last couple of years. Maybe they're just doing a different strategy right now. But the 25 class, I mean, I'm surprised that there's, I believe, 7 or 8?
I think 8.
8, okay.
I think.
And at this time, I went back and looked. A couple of these previous years, they've had 15, 16, 17 by now. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're being more selective. Who knows? But this
happened. It happened in China, Beijing Animal Park.
What year did it say?
2016.
Okay. So, yeah, the lesson there is, and I'm sure there's signs probably saying, please stay in your car.
Now, the South China Morning Post reported the couple wasn't fighting and that they thought they were out of the Tiger area.
Oh.
I guess not.
Yeah.
So did she live?
Somebody died, didn't they?
No, she's gone.
I thought that the earlier report said they were fighting, but that doesn't really matter. She got out of the car and went up to his. She was driving and he was in the passenger seat. She got out of the car, went around the back, and then went to his front window. Then you look, and all of a sudden, here comes this tiger. Yep, come with me. Your plans have changed.
Yeah. Well, that would be a miserable way to go.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah, that really would be.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't happen. Well, maybe if you got lucky, it would do one strike and, rip your. But that would probably be a painful way to go. The only thing worse would be, being buried alive or burnt.
No, that would be bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, attacked by any animal would be.
Especially if grabbed by the legs, probably started eating her from there. So.
I don't know why.
That wouldn't be good.
I don't know why.
How the hell are we here? How are we where we are right now? Is this my fault? I think it is. Let's take a break. Let's regroup.
Yes, let's. I think that's...
It's Friday in June. It's Friday in June. You're laughing at a woman who got killed by a tiger.
Know.
Why?
I don't know why.
Well,
I don't know why.
I think that needs to be examined.
Yes.
I mean, you're laughing.
Talk about that on break. We'll be back.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember...
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Harty and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Harty and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Harty and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HartyandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen, bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Once upon a time in the land of the Hawkeyes, a business grew. A business that would become synonymous with real estate. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson of Hawkeye Title and Settlement. When you're buying or selling your home, you'll need title and settlement services. Consider the Hawkeye Title and Settlement team. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy 20,000 square foot indoor facility holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip offers the ultimate sizzle of wood-fired pizza perfection. Elevate your pizza game with over 20 wood-fired pizzas, ranging from the Tony Pepperoni, the Philly Cheesesteak Pizza, Mary Margarita, and the Tavern Supreme. From the freshest ingredients, Tavern Blue cooks their pizzas to mouth-watering perfection in their wood-fired oven, which helps bring out those old-world flavors. Fresh creative salads, tacos, burgers, signature cocktails, beer, and wine are just a taste of what Tavern Blue has to offer. Tavern Blue is a family-friendly establishment that offers mini golf, table games, darts, and foosball. Go to tavernblue.com for the latest news, events, and specials, along with full menu options. Once again, that's tavernblue.com.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches, and special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at midtownfamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net. Or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hey, Iowa, we want your trade-ins. It's that simple. Sedans, coupes, SUVs, vans, trucks. We want them all. At Dairy Ford in Iowa City. If you don't need it, don't want it, can't afford it, we'll pay top market value for your trade. If you've got a trade, you've got a deal. 0% financing available. Plus huge discounts on over 60 new vehicles in stock. So bring us your trade-in. We want them all. Dairy Ford in Iowa City. Hurry in or shop online at DairyFord.com.
You hungry? The Oxyokin Sunday Brunch Buffet offers so many choices of fresh entrees, homemade salads, waffles, omelets made to order, pastries, 3 tiers of dessert, and much more. Such a great value. You can always eat out, but not every place serves an experience. Serve 9 until 2. See you this Sunday. Oxyokin, where you'll always leave happy.
The Oxyokin.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Meter meteorologist Brittany Merlot. A dry day today with mostly sunny skies and warmer temperatures climbing to the low 80s. However, still battling a feisty wind gusting up to 20 miles per hour and clouds increasing tonight as shots of showers and storms roll in. Dampening the start of our day tomorrow, it will wind up partly sunny. That's the forecast on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. It's 73 degrees at our studios.
KCJJ weather brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
A feisty wind.
Feisty. Feisty's a good word.
Yeah.
It is not used as often as.
Oh, did she use feisty again?
Past, yeah.
What's she say? What's feisty?
The wind.
The wind.
Oh, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
God, yesterday it was more than feisty. That
was crazy.
And it was how long it lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my poor little tree out front, a couple of times it was almost horizontal,
Well,
but it hung in there.
It got 45 miles an hour.
I'm sure the dump closed, didn't it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's as much. I mean, I couldn't believe how long it lasted.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for most of the day. Feisty. But the wind today is not feisty.
No,
is it?
The wind's
It
going
is
to be
feisty today.
Wind. I don't see. I mean, it's still right now.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then where's all this rain I keep hearing whenever I come here?
Meteorologist Brittany Merlot. A dry day today with mostly sunny skies and warmer temperatures climbing to the low 80s. However, still battling a feisty wind gusting up to 20 miles per hour and clouds increasing tonight as shots of showers and storms roll in. Dampening the start of our day tomorrow, it will wind up partly sunny. That's the forecast on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. It's 73 degrees at our studios.
I love her forecast.
Yes.
Feisty 20 mile per hour wind.
Shots of storms.
Yeah. No, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I like her.
So, what, the gusts yesterday were up to 40, 45?
45.
Yeah.
Kind of seemed like even more than
I know. I mean, there were
Yeah,
times
it's
where I'd
all
look out
good.
my front window and I've got a ton of trees in my neighborhood. They were all just going all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my neighborhood's filled with trees.
Yeah, so were mine. But, yeah, what I saw when I left here was 45 on the thing.
And my ash tree withstood the wind. Standing there proud.
Yeah.
Looked at me and said, "Hey, you don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
Bob Seger, gust the wind.
You keep pumping in that chemical every other year, and I'll be just fine." Yeah, not one of my favorite Seger songs, "Against the Wind." How about you, Suter? Thought it was
It
boring.
was okay.
That was
You know,
okay.
he was one of those artists that I never bought any of his music.
I have his greatest hits.
I liked some of his songs, but for the most part,
My favorite Seeger song is probably Main Street.
Yeah.
After that, maybe Fire Lake or What's the
I
one?
love
Roll Away?
Fire Lake.
Roll Away?
Yeah, Roll Me Away.
Roll Me Away. I love that one, too. Those three are probably my favorite. Yeah, I love Fire Lake.
Down on Main Street's
Oh, that's
the best.
a great song. That's his best
That
song.
guitar idea is just
Doesn't he do
fabulous.
Little Drummer Boy, too? A version of Little Drummer
Yeah,
Boy?
yeah.
I thought that was pretty good, too. No, I would put... He's like Tom Petty, and like it seems like almost every song he wrote somehow became a hit. You know? Tom Petty, if you look, he's got just a list of... Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one. I've heard of that
I
one.
like Tom Petty a lot better than I like Bob Seger.
I could see
for
that,
whatever reason.
but I could see if someone saying I like Bob Seger a lot better.
Sure.
But they're similar in that they just charted so many
that's true.
hits. They just had a knack for making hits.
Tom
And
Petty,
John Cougar, too.
Yeah.
Tom Petty
Well,
changed the way that Bob Dylan performed.
I think Tom Petty was underappreciated.
Yeah. Bob Dylan said, "I'm looking at this guy, and he's having so much fun doing it, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, this is kind of fun." He kind of said, "I had an awakening."
Did he accidental overdose, right? Petty?
Yeah.
Because didn't he have really bad hip problems
He
or
had,
something?
yeah, same thing
from performing, yeah.
like Prince.
Yeah, and he was just taking, that's unfortunate, man. That was a big loss.
The stages are, I mean, they could, I don't understand it. You know, I guess it's cheap just to have these stages that you prop up, but they could stabilize them.
And yet Mick Jagger
And they
just
don't.
keeps going and going.
Yeah.
I mean, shows no signs of slowing down.
Isn't that just, he's got to have arthritis or
I don't
something.
know. It looks like he hasn't had a square meal in like a decade.
It sure does.
Doesn't he?
Yes.
He's always looked like.
I know he always has.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's starving himself, but maybe that's just part of his secret to success and longevity.
Or he's just got a metabolism.
Yeah, I mean, some people are lucky in that way.
Well-
no, he does burn a lot of calories.
Well, that's the thing. If you're on stage as much as he is, you burn burn off an incredible
especially the way
amount of
he
calories.
performs. A lot of
Yes.
lead singers, Robert Plant did a lot of just standing there holding on to but Mick's all over the place. It's a workout for him.
The cars would just stand there.
Rick Ocasek?
Yeah, they had no stage
Jonathan
presence.
Orr?
They really didn't have any stage presence.
Aren't most of the cars dead?
Yeah, well,
Rick Ocasek and
Jonathan Orr.
Benjamin Orr.
Benjamin Orr.
Yeah.
Jonathan Orr, I think, was a defensive back that played Illinois or something like that. See, I get those. All roads lead back to the Hawks in football and Hawkeye sports. I'm like Karn. We should have a segment with Karn. Okay, we're going to do the sports part of the show, and we'll have Karn, and Karn can talk about Hawkeye sports now. Want to start doing that?
I love her. She's a good lady. I mean, but you kind of do miss picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
That
Why
was
don't
like
they
a
offer that
big
anymore?
thing. I don't.
Just when I figured out how to use it, they get rid of it.
Yeah.
Although, honestly, I didn't use it that much.
I'd much rather just go from channel back and forth to.
I used to.
But I don't have that on my remote anymore.
Because
either.
at one time I would have KTLA. When I had the dish, I used it because they always had car chases. I always had them at the right-hand corner of the screen.
Car chases are cliche and boring now, though.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
they
but
used to
back
show those
then-
on Fox TV back in the 80s. Yeah. Always in L.A., always they end up in some desert ditch or something like that. And they're just the same thing over and over.
Speaking of the same thing over and over again, there's 43 bowl games this year if you count the playoffs. 43.
Isn't like every game of the week also going to? There's not a day of the week where a game won't be played. I read
think
that.
that's true.
When I see those, hopefully Iowa makes it, that'll be great for all of us, business, fun, whatever. But I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
How many of the 43 games will Karan watch, do you think?
43.
Well, she probably can't because there's some that are on opposite each other.
Yeah, and then you're also at that time, there's the NBA, and then she'll have to figure that out, too. I mean, because that'll be next, NBA season will be in peak. And so, but you think Iowa makes the 12-team playoff next year?
I think to use one of your lines, it's easier to take the field.
That's what I would take the field.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be times where they're ranked next year. I think
we have a shot.
I think there's a chance. I just need to see something from the offense. And while I do think the defense is going to be good, there were times last year when the defense let them down, and unfortunately for the defense, had no help from them. I mean, the defense did not play well against Penn State.
No.
Well,
the first half,
but they wore out. But the second half, the third quarter, they got manhandled.
Yes, they did.
And that's so. Sorry about that. We'll see. I mean, I give them about a 30% chance of making the 12-team playoff. That's better than nothing. I'm giving them a chance.
Yeah.
I think they have a chance. Now, they can't lose. They got to beat Iowa State, and
for sure.
I think that's a game. Or when I've been talking to Iowa fans, most of them just assume that's going to be a win, and I'm not ready to go there.
No, those days are over.
No, they've been over for a while, but I'm just not. I just think Iowa State may be and we've seen before, though, home field advantage doesn't really matter that much.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't seem to matter that much anymore. But now, I do think Illinois State and Troy, those will be 2 wins. I mean, if they don't, if they lose one of those 2 games, then there's problems.
Well,
because then that eliminates so much margin for error. But to me, the Iowa State one, I'll give Iowa 60-40 Iowa. That's kind of where I am, thinking Iowa's going to win. And then after that, who knows? I mean, because I don't know we don't know what Washington's going to look like next year.
Well, they lost
a ton.
Most of their
and all their
starters.
coaches and most of their starters.
Yes.
I mean, we don't really know what USC is going to look like. They have to replace their quarterback.
They ain't going to be playing any defense. We know that.
Well,
much.
well, they did hire a new coordinator. They were obviously trying to address that, and there's no reason why USC should be bad in any part of the game with the way they recruit. So, like I said, now
we don't play USC.
I mean UCLA. I meant UCLA.
Well, in their cluster right now.
Well, but we don't know. They did win 8 games. They won 8 games last year. I think they went 8-5, which was the Iowa's record 2 years ago. So it's not like UCLA. That's what I meant. UCLA. It's not. Iowa plays USC the next year, don't they?
I believe so.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have. I thought I looked at one of the future schedules where they play both USC and Ohio State in the same season. But right now, USC is not Ohio State. They're still. I mean, trust me. if Iowa played USC this year and USC won, I would not be shocked by any means.
Well, of course not.
But we'll got to see what USC gets at quarterback. Caleb Williams was really good. They could score a ton of points, but man, their defense was horrible.
Just awful.
Yeah, they play UCLA on a Friday. Washington is here.
Mm-hmm.
They're at Ohio State. And I look at a game like Maryland. I mean, I give Iowa a better chance to beat Maryland now because Maryland has to break in a new starting quarterback.
Yeah, Tagovailoa.
Where did he end up going? Oh, he's trying to make the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Now, if he was still back there, I'd probably pick Maryland to win that game just right now. And the fact that Brian Ferentz is there
is interesting.
It's interesting, too, because Maryland's going to be pimping him for information.
Oh, of course.
All the all the inner makings of Iowa. I was going to say, what's the word? Intricacies. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
It's just hard to say. How much of that will he be willing to share? I mean, because that's going to be interesting. They're asking him to help beat his father. That's going to be an interesting dynamic.
It is.
It really is. Because Brian knows things that the average person on an opposing team wouldn't.
Absolutely, he does.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, he's not around to see Tim Lester implement in the offense and what have you. But that will be interesting to see how he can help Maryland. And that will be a storyline that week. The week leading. Normally an offensive analyst is not a storyline, but when it's the son of the opposing head coach and he's a former coordinator, that's going to be a huge storyline that week. My guess is Brian will be very limited in what he says.
Yes.
You notice I have not seen him quoted in any Maryland stories, have you? Because if they were, they'd be all over Twitter. We'd see them all over social media. My guess is we won't hear anything about this until Mike Locksley is asked about it at Big Ten Media Day.
Which he will be.
And fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a fair question.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my guess is that's the first time we hear about anything. I've looked, I've done Google searches to see if anything's coming out of Maryland. I have not seen anything.
Mm-mm.
So, but like I said, I still, Maryland would have been one of the last schools I would have picked for him to resurface. And I've given you my reasons, and that's, and I've got actually a column that I've been kind of putting, I may post it sometime this weekend. I mean, and I've said, I give Mike Locksley and Brian Ferentz a lot of credit because Mike Locksley, basically, he's hiring a guy who was part of a racial discrimination. I know the thing was settled, but I think it's good that it shows these guys, you got to move on. You got to, and maybe I was wrong for just assuming, Locksley's not going to hire somebody like Brian Ferentz after all the racial stuff. Well, he's willing to overlook that and trust that he's learned, and I admire both of them for doing that. And I wouldn't have thought that Brian Ferentz would go to a coaching staff that's predominantly black, and that's on me. That's for me thinking that way. I respect Brian Ferentz for doing. You know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm interested that he stayed within conference.
That interests me too. That was very interesting, and the fact that Brian's name was dragged through the mud with a lot of racial stuff for 2 or 3 years. Mike Locksley was all aware of that. Sure. You know that he vetted Brian Ferentz and feels confident that Brian's the right guy, and I say more power to him. And to me, they were willing to think more forward than I was, and that's on me. And that's kind of the column that I've been working on. Because I've tried to be as racially aware and active as I can be, but for this one, just assuming Maryland would never hire Brian Ferentz, that was my fault. That's my bad.
The one time we were out at Maryland was when Iowa just clobbered them.
I remember that game.
Yeah, I mean, Tagovailoa threw like 4 interceptions, and he was just
That's
awful.
Maryland, though. That's just not. There was another game. Remember when, was it the Stephon Diggs? Remember when he played and they beat beat Iowa? I mean, it's just Maryland is such a hard program to predict. They were even before Locksley took over. They've just been a really up and down program. They've always got good skill players, but their defense and their interior play sometimes is lacking. So we'll see.
I mean, didn't we put up 55
It
points
was
against
something
them?
it was something like that. Yeah, it was not a good game for Maryland.
It was sure fun to watch, so I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I've been out. I
fan.
have not covered a game at Maryland, but I've been out to the Maryland campus. It's a nice campus.
The Maryland fan sitting behind us turned to us and said, or I turned around and she said, "This must be like Christmas for you guys." As the 5th turnover took place.
I barely remember that game. What year was that?
Maybe 5 years ago.
Okay. Because didn't you go to a Rutgers game too? And
Yes.
It was like 14-7.
Yes, and if there was a guy that was just killing us.
He got hurt his
and
leg.
He got hurt.
He was their star receiver. I can't remember
Yes,
his name.
I can't either.
Yeah, and Iowa may not have won that day. God, was that a boring game? Was Rudock the quarterback then, or was it Stanley, or was it Beathard?
I don't think it was Beathard.
I think it may have been Rudock.
I'm not sure. It might have been.
It might have been, but I do.
But
remember,
it was a dreadful game.
Wasn't it like 14-7?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
dreadful game.
That's what I thought. So
we did win, but
yeah, Iowa hired a new gymnast. She was the head coach at Washington.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know much about Washington's gymnastics, but the fact that they're getting a head coach from another Big Ten Power 5 program, that to me that at least looks impressive.
I saw where she got to a couple of Sweet 16s.
Yeah. I mean, to me, you could argue that leaving Washington for Iowa was a lateral move in some ways, but something's drawing her here.
Yeah.
So I give Iowa, at least right now, it looks like a pretty good hire.
I wonder if we ever interview her, we'll ask her.
Oh yeah, no, we can. I'll reach out about getting her on.
Because it does seem like a lateral move.
And maybe Iowa's going to pay her. I mean, obviously,
maybe
they were very aggressive in their financial package and what have you. But no, that's at least on paper, it looks like a good hire.
Uh-huh.
What do you got, Captain? Thought I heard you say something.
No. Tommy Lang, hot off the presses.
University of Iowa sophomore forward Ava Jones will take a medical disqualification and will retire from college basketball. Head coach Jan Jensen announced Friday following consultation with team doctors and athletic trainers. Jones will remain on scholarship and will continue to work toward her degree at the University of Iowa. She was not cleared to play for Iowa's 2023 season. We wish Ava the best on the road to recovery and fully support the decision she made to step away from the game. Jensen said she worked tirelessly to get to this point, but she made the best decision for her and her well-being. To get that
doesn't surprise me.
It seemed inevitable, didn't it?
No, but it's Jesus. Just in 1 second, your whole freaking life.
Well, her father was killed.
Her father was killed,
but she's got this team that she can bond with. They're keeping her on scholarship, just like most universities do. Iowa's really great at doing that. I've told you I can speak from experience because my brother, after his career ended, Caden kept him on scholarship for 2 more years. And it makes a big difference. And she'll have these girls as her friends for life. But no, it's a sad situation.
It sure is.
Yeah, she was down there for Louisville, for playing a tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yep. They were just walking on the street.
Yep.
Yeah. Some guy he was like on painkillers.
On the sidewalk.
Yeah. And the guy driving, wasn't he on like Oxycontin or something like that?
Yeah, he's on painkillers.
Painkillers. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, what a ridiculous thing to happen.
Yeah. To lose your dad that way, wow. I mean, and the mom was, the mom's still recovering.
Yes,
isn't she?
yeah.
Yeah, but I just didn't think there was any way physically Ava was going to be able to play at this level.
No, no.
It just did not seem possible. But now get your degree and make the best out of your life, do your father proud, and she will. She seems like a really good kid.
Yep, she does. And boy, it's amazing even the progress she's made already.
Oh yeah, I've watched. She doesn't show any signs. She looks normal.
Yeah.
Last time I saw her, I don't even remember her walking with much of a limp or anything. But there's a difference between walking normal and playing Big Ten basketball. It's just there's a huge gap there.
Exactly.
So, now I'm kind of depressed.
I'm walking with a limp.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
But you're not playing Big Ten basketball.
No, I'm not. Very observant of you, Pat.
Yes.
That's why
I'm here. That's why I'm in this chair, right? But I asked Suter, no rumors on the message boards. I'm not. The only thing we've heard is that Vandenberg is emerging as the favorite. I've heard that. I'm not.
That's James and not Matt.
James.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, you've heard it's James, the quarterback.
Yes.
I thought it was Matt, the receiver.
That's what I thought too, but it is not. Evidently,
so all these rumors this whole time were wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Surprise.
There was a station in Sioux City that has a sports. It said they're acting like it's a done deal and it's James.
But didn't the thing I saw from you? It was the 4, and they mentioned Matt, and then
yes,
didn't
correct.
Somebody in the media confirm those 4 on the message board?
Eventually, somebody came on and said it's James Vandenberg and not Matt.
But for a while, wasn't it Matt being?
Absolutely.
That just goes to
Absolutely.
And no knock on Matt. James would make more sense just because he was a quarterback.
Uh-huh.
I mean, neither one made all Big Ten. I mean, if you're basing it on, but like I did tell you, I know for a fact that they did reach out to Anthony Herron.
Oh, that's good.
They did
And
reach
they
out to
should
Anthony,
have.
and it's just not in the cards. He just couldn't make it work. He's got too many other things going on. But they did reach out to him. My guess is if they could have made it work with Anthony Herron, he would be their guy. But he just can't. In a way, he probably can't afford to do it. I mean, because he'd have to give up too much other stuff that he's doing in the Chicago area. So okay, so yeah, that because somebody posted on Tom's board those four, and it was Matt Vandenberg.
Yes.
And then you said later on that Tom came out and confirmed that it was
Yes,
those
he
four.
did.
But no, so now Matt Vandenberg is not part of it.
Not.
But the other three are?
Yes.
Mitch King, Kading, and Anger?
Yes.
And okay, so somebody named Vandenberg is going to be looks like he's going to be the heir apparent to Podolak? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now I did not see that, but you have seen that?
I haven't seen it. I'm just going by what you guys are telling me.
Sioux City radio station, and I can't remember the call letters now, said that James Vandenberg
is emerging.
Or they said he's going to get it,
and they're probably reading that from the message. It's probably
they're probably
social
doing
media and the
that,
message board.
But the only reason
'Cause
I
I haven't
brought
seen
it
anything
up
official.
is because we thought it was Matt Vandenberg, and they were calling it James.
Yeah, to me, this is one of those stories where just wait until it comes out.
They don't know anymore.
Iowa's not going to talk to you. Learfield's not going to talk to you.
No.
The candidates aren't going to talk to you. I mean, people now are just trying.
So, yes, James, though, and not Matt.
Well, yeah.
Vandenberg and not Vandenberg.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Matt is Vandenberg, and then James is Vandenberg.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
James is a nice guy.
Just like the Zeppelin that crashed. No, that was
Hindenburg.
So it's just like that?
It's just like that.
James, remember he threw for 3,000 yards in 2011, then played every snap in 12, and was just, remember that season?
That he didn't take to the
Greg
new
Davis
system, no.
Oh, God, was that a brutal season.
Oh, it sure was.
I remember when they barely beat Northern Illinois in the season over. Remember Damon Bullock, God rest his soul, scored in the corner of the end zone?
Yep.
I remember leaving there that day thinking, there may be some issues with this team.
In my seats, every play, it just looked like I was watching an electric football game. Every play looked the same.
And wasn't it like 160 degrees that day?
It was boiling, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally like the hottest day in the history of Chicago.
How ridiculous were those damn things?
What, the Soldier Field
Electric
games?
football.
The electric football.
You stick that little piece of cotton underneath, and then he'd be running for a touchdown, then all of a sudden he'd just turn to the left.
Or they'd jump off the board.
I played that a little bit, but you're right. Those were stupid. Did you ever play the ping pong basketball? Where you had the little, it'd roll into the little. I used to play those too.
Yes.
But no, that electric football stuff was nonsense.
And then sometimes it would kind of go real fast and they'd all fall over.
And there's vibration. Yes. It was a constant earthquake.
It's just ridiculous.
The guys that just, bounce off the damn thing onto the floor.
But, but we did play it. I mean, those games were popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were a little silly. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer they take before they announce the hiring. I mean, do you think Iowa fans are waiting with bated?
No.
I don't think for the most part. I mean, they don't. Do you really care?
No,
I don't ever listen to them.
The only thing I listen to is pre-game on the way to the tailgate
When you're driving in your car.
Yes.
Okay.
And then post-game when we leave. That's all I don't.
Yeah, and I've never been. A lot of people in the media will have headphones on and they'll listen to Dolphin Eddie play-by-play. I just never have. That's just not me.
No.
And I'm not knocking Dolph or Eddie. That's just not me. I mean, that's just. I don't like to be. I don't like to have headphones on and just listen to that. I'd rather listen to all the stuff around me when I'm at the game, and what have you. So, but it'll be interesting now that it's James Vandenberg instead of Matt.
Yes.
How do you think that got screwed up from the initial?
Well, just because the names are so close that somebody just heard the last name and assumed it was Meerkat.
It's interesting that they would go with Matt Vandenberg over James because James was a quarterback. That's what I'm saying. And but
I don't know.
They're still making those things. You can buy
electric football.
How much are they worth? How much do they cost?
$111.
Good Lord!
Wow.
From Amazon. Here's one for $111.
Are they new?
Are they any different than they were 50 years ago?
It doesn't look like. Here's
still the little cotton ball you put in the arm.
Tudor Games, NFL Deluxe Electric at Walmart for $136. Here's an NFL Deluxe Electric for $80. Most of them, though, are between 111 and 100. Well, here's a True Action football game, electric football game, for 150.
Wow.
I mean, they can only...
What was the manufacturer originally? Was it like Coleco or something like that?
Yeah. I wanted to say before, Carl Kane passed away recently.
I was going to talk about that the other day.
89 years old. And I forgot to see. Like I said, I've been kind of on vacation this week, so I didn't post anything on my website after. But I wanted to make sure we acknowledge his passing.
So the Fabulous Five is the Fabulous One now.
Who's the only one left?
Bill Seaburg.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, that's part of getting old. All the stuff around you dies.
Carl Kane and Bill Schoaf died this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then the other one is who? The other is it?
Charm was 2010, and no, he's still alive. And Bill Logan.
Bill Logan, that's right. Yeah.
Chat room thinks that it should be Chuck Long.
It's not going to be Chuck Long. Chuck came out and said some pretty powerful things about, his frustration with when they promoted Brian. I just think, I think Chuck Long would be great at it. I just don't think it's going to be him. Remember, he came out and said some pretty strong things.
He did.
I mean, he was very, and hey, that's his right to his opinion. And my guess is I'm not saying Kirk makes the hire, but I think Kirk probably has some say. I mean, I think they probably, don't you think they asked Kirk's opinion?
I would imagine.
Yeah, but Chuck Long in a lot of ways would be a no-brainer. I mean, he's not getting any younger, and I can say that because he's not much older than I am.
Kirk might be liable to say, I got enough. I don't have an opinion on that.
He could. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But like I said, and who knows? Maybe I haven't talked to Chuck about it, and I'm not knocking that list, Tom, of those four. But I mean, you got to question a little bit since initially.
Well, sure you do.
So, but yeah, no. Chuck Long would make a lot of sense. And he would be good at it. I mean, being a former quarterback, he's very analytical. He's been a coach and what have you, but I would be surprised. Chuck Hartlieb, I had heard talk a while back that Chuck Hartlieb was somebody that maybe I could see doing it down the road, but I'm not. It seems like they're going for younger. Isn't that fair to say?
Yes. Well, and fair enough. And I've seen a lot of people speculating, say, why didn't Dolph retire at the same time? Well, because he didn't want to. He didn't want to.
Gary's he's earned the right to. Well, I think a lot of people thought they would go out together, but they're not.
Vanna White's still going to be on Wheel of Fortune, and Sajak steps off.
And it's Dolph's prerogative. He's earned the right.
Who's replacing Sajak?
Ryan Seacrest.
Jesus God, how many jobs does he have?
I was going to say, does he replace everybody?
Yes.
Well, he makes about $100 million a year.
Well,
literally.
I mean, he was in serious consideration for the Iowa coordinator job, wasn't
he? Yes.
Ryan Seacrest just couldn't afford the pay cut.
He's still on American Idol.
He's on American Idol. He quit the morning show that he was doing.
Did he?
Kelly Ripa.
He was. Did you hear what you just said?
But he does radio show.
You said he was just doing Kelly Ripa.
A show with Kelly Ripa.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just
get your mind out of the.
Hey, I always had the hots for her.
He's got a net worth. What do you think his net worth is?
$200 million.
$350 million.
$450 million.
Wow. I didn't realize. And I don't even know if I could.
From a bunch of sites.
I don't even know if I could pick him out of a crowd.
Well, he makes over $100 million a year.
I've never seen him on anything. I wouldn't know.
He does iHeart's morning show, and they syndicate it. in
Don't watch.
L.A. and
Don't watch. What's your thing you said? What's he the host of?
he's going to be the host of Wheel of Fortune.
Don't watch that, and you haven't watched that in years. What's the other thing he's hosting?
American Idol.
Never watched that.
I know, because you watch Mayberry and you watch Rockford Files.
And sometimes Cannon and Barnaby Jones.
Yeah.
I watched a couple years of American Idol.
I did too.
I was very bummed out when Lee DeWise won. I thought that was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. And where is he?
I don't know.
I don't even know who you're talking
But
about.
Crystal Bowersox was the runner-up, and we saw her in Cedar Rapids a couple years ago.
I've never, like Survivor, I've never watched that.
Never,
Great
not even
Race.
Not even
I
once.
watched one season of Survivor, and I started the second season, and I go, it's the same damn thing. You know, people on an island getting bug bites. It's just.
How about Naked and Afraid?
If I was.
That's how you wake up every day.
If
Isn't
I
it?
was, yes. Shut up.
You wake up every day naked and afraid, Suter?
Neither.
Clothed and secure? Is that how you wake up? All right.
Clothed and comfortable.
All right. I'm trying to think. Have we covered everything? It's already 10:30.
Or have we covered anything?
Well, really, I mean, we haven't.
We dismissed the Caitlin discussion early.
Well, I mean, what's more to say at this point?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I just.
What do you think Lee DeWise's net worth is?
I don't even know who that is.
$5 million.
Who?
He was
Lee DeWise, who was one of the winners of American Idol. $5 million.
No. 500,000.
Yeah, I mean, so you were thinking he'd get that rich just from winning American Idol?
And you know, because he had to make some, $500,000. It's not much for.
No,
for your average person, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but they make him go on tour and do things. And...
You would have thought that it would have been a little higher than that.
Well, some of them make it, some of them do not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly Clarkson's worth
Is that where she got discovered?
Hundreds of millions. Yeah, she was the first American Idol.
American Idol?
Yep.
Yeah, she's
terrific.
She really is.
Saw her in Cedar Rapids as well.
She puts out songs and they're great.
And I knew it. Every song I think but one.
You should be listening to her.
No, I shouldn't.
Yes, you should.
I really shouldn't.
When you put in that Roku, it will subliminally play.
I did listen. You guys had Waiting for a Friend. I love that song. I love the saxophone solo at the end of that. That's one of my favorite Stone songs. But then prior to that, you had The Look of Love by Yippee-Yi, Yippee-Yi-Yay. Who sings that miserable song?
ABC.
Jesus, come on.
Hit.
Yeah, hit.
You know, honest to God.
Yippee-Yi, Yippee-Yi-Yay.
Yeah. See,
I guess I missed that one. I don't know what it is.
You would know it. You would know
I
it.
just play the damn songs.
You just play the
They're
hits.
Yeah.
You'd know that. You don't remember The Look of Love by ABC? He'd know it if he heard it, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd know it. It was a big hit. It's just
And there
horrible.
was another song called The Look.
No,
Love. Not that one?
No. Jesus.
But no, that was huge in like the 80s, wasn't it? ABC.
Yeah.
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 Like Roxy Music. Were you into Roxy Music?
I liked Avalon.
I didn't mind that.
I did too.
Did they do more than that? More than that another one they did?
I don't know.
I think
Or was that Alan Parsons?
No, that wasn't Alan Parsons. I thought they did.
We play Avalon.
Avalon's a good song.
Yeah.
That's about. I think I know 2 Roxy Music songs.
And plus, Avalon, the video was a cartoon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it
was.
was.
Which I thought was very cool.
I was surprised they didn't do Camry after that.
You gonna give him a?
Oh, sure.
That's a weak rim shot.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it.
How about Spandau Ballet?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
I like that song.
My aim is true.
He comes in and he goes, "How in the hell long was that Joe Walsh song?"
God, I've never heard that version. I don't think.
What Joe Walsh song?
Life's
Been Good.
Oh,
it's a 7-minute song.
That's the one where I'm guessing 1 out of every 2 people in America knew that song. The lyric that's the song where the lyrics are so easy to remember.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It is a great song. It's not one of. I mean, he's got some other songs.
Well, you
I like
probably.
more.
I see. I don't like edited songs.
You play. I've heard you play "Life's Been Good" on here.
Yeah. But we don't play the edited one. You were thinking of probably.
See,
the
I don't remember hearing the long one before.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard you play the.
Yeah,
I've heard you play the long one several times.
We never played the short.
So what is the short one where they just remove 2 verses?
They remove a lot of the.
No, a lot of the instrumental part.
Yeah.
In the middle is.
I don't think I've ever heard the abbreviated version. That would not be good. Is it worse than the Doors without the instrumental? Light My Fire. That's the worst radio song ever. Is when you played Light My Fire without the instrumental, which a lot of stations did.
Oh yeah, listen. Yeah.
I thought the edited version is fine.
Without Ray Manzarek's.
No. I mean, Life's Been Good.
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's okay, but it's not.
It's not the real thing.
I just don't like. I mean, where we are in a university town with people that you still have Morrison posters, and I can't see playing edited stuff.
Yeah,
I just can't.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I played. I mean, we got to play long versions. And I like to think I'm kind of responsible for at KSDT when this stuff was coming out, because I just come in with the long version.
Uh-huh.
And so Bobby said, okay, after 9 o'clock you can play the long versions. You know.
What's the logic? They just think you're going to lose listeners are going to lose patience and
yes,
move on.
If
it's a good song.
Get in more spots.
Oh, okay. That's obvious. But but as far as like losing interest, if it's a good song, you're not going to lose interest.
But
I mean, to me, my favorite part of Light My Fire is the instrumental solo, is Ray Manzarek playing the keyboards. He was incredible.
But the stuff that was up again, I mean, you played Light My Fire, and then you played Helen Reddy, and the crap didn't go. I mean, that was top 40 back
Delta
then.
Dawn.
Yeah, it didn't go. I mean, you were playing
Helen
like
Reddy
different
Delta
genres.
Dawn?
No, that was Tanya Tucker.
What was Helen Reddy?
Was
what was
No, it was Helen Reddy.
Was it Helen Reddy? Didn't Tanya Tucker do a version?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But what Helen Reddy? What was another song she had that was?
I Am Woman.
I am woman.
Oh,
God.
God.
Good God. How about Having My Baby? Who sings that?
Paul Anka.
You a big Paul Anka fan?
Not
Paul Anka or Neil Sedaka? Who are you going
Neil
to?
Sedaka times 100.
Listen,
I thought he was
saw
good.
him in Las Vegas. The one
Neil
time
Sedaka?
we went to Paul Anka, and he did a hell of a show.
That was the name of the dog on the Gilmore Girls, was Paul Anka.
Didn't he open? He used to open for the Doors, didn't he? Paul Anka. He and Morrison would hang out together. Can you imagine that?
You'd be surprised. Well, it's like Ozzy and Pat Boone. Ozzy Osbourne's best friend is Pat Boone.
Well,
figure that out.
What's his name?
Whatever. It's hard to
the crazy
wrap your mind around, isn't it?
I'm trying to think who's the what's his name?
You're gonna have to narrow it down.
I know. I'm drawing a complete blank. Not Alice Stewart.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper. Alice Stewart's she's the conservative strategist who just passed away. But Alice Cooper's got some friends that you wouldn't imagine he would, because he became addicted to golf.
He used to hang around with Bob Hope.
Yeah.
And Bing Crosby.
And then you go and see some of his concerts where he paint. That's.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it, man. Yeah. I mean, people, you don't have to be just like someone else to want to be around them.
School's out forever.
God, I hated that song.
One of the best Jan got into, and it surprised the hell out of me. I came home one afternoon from working the morning show, and she's just laughing her ass off. And I go, what's so funny? And she's watching the Osbournes on MTV, and it's Pat Boone and Ozzy and Sharon, and they're having a fight with the neighbor, and they launched a big giant ham across the fence at the neighbor and hit something. And Jen just laughing her ass off. And I'm going, who is that with Ozzy? And it was Pat Boone's. Jesus.
Yeah. Pass.
Yeah.
I think I actually watched part of an episode of that once. I thought it was stupid.
Oh, the Osbourne? I never. I never watched. I mean, I watched a little.
Yeah. You thought it was stupid because it really was.
None of those shows work for me. I just saw that somebody else is coming up with their own. The Bradshaw
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, last thing I want to watch is Alec Baldwin interacting with his family. Why do people care about crap like this?
I don't know.
The Osbournes and the Bradshaws, Terry Bradshaw. I don't get why people live their lives through other people.
I like Terry Bradshaw. I like Terry Bradshaw when when he's on panels and crap.
But I don't need to see him hanging out with his family.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. Like Jersey Shore. I just don't get those shows.
Mm-mm.
Never have understood them.
I watched about 10 minutes of Jersey Shore once, and I just thought it was so incredibly stupid that I...
And yet, I keep seeing
get it.
It's coming back for another year. I mean, people actually watch that. crap.
Yes,
Jersey Shore
and like it.
family reunion.
And then, like the Housewives of Atlanta, the Housewives. I mean, they're housewives of
I don't
prominent
get
people.
it either.
Who was the big star of the Jersey Shore?
Snooki.
Snooki, yeah.
Who's Snooki?
Snooki.
Is it a man or a woman?
Exactly.
Is it a man or a woman?
Woman.
Okay. What makes her a star?
Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Let's see what her net worth is.
So, would you rather watch Jersey Shore or Andy Griffith episodes?
Andy Griffith episodes.
There you go.
Times 100.
We have found a common ground.
Times 100.
Snooki's net worth.
I'd say 1.5.
I was going to say 2.
$4 million.
Oh.
Wow. Just for Jersey
She
Shore.
has her own store called the Snooki Store.
What does it sell?
With locations in New York and New Jersey.
What does it sell?
Yeah, really, that's a good question. Snooki.
You have big plans for tomorrow's show?
Big plans.
Or you're going to go home and work those plans out this afternoon?
Big plans.
A lot of prep for tomorrow morning show.
Well, watch Caitlin's game tonight.
Trendy casual, the chic dresses, sunglasses, and slippers.
Okay.
Well, that sounds well targeted to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the gist of the show is it's a bunch. Are they friends that hang out together and
sitting on beds and talking?
Yes.
Are they bunk beds?
No. No. You're thinking of another show. They're
Big
sitting
Brother.
on-
Well, MTV, they're always on bunk beds.
Yeah. Well,
And they're usually 17, crying. Some of them are pregnant.
Do we know what we're doing?
Yep. We're almost there.
All right.
Thank you.
So, okay, tonight, Caitlin's line, 26 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. That's Caitlin's line.
I'll say 22, 6, and 5.
All right.
I'll go 24.
All right.
And if they don't win tonight, they've got serious, serious problems. I mean, if they don't win a team you said this team they're playing is winless?
Winless, yes.
I mean, if they don't win tonight, they're going to have trouble getting.
Although they're at the Mystics are home.
Who's the Mystic star player? Do they have anyone that? Like, who's their most famous player? Do we?
I'm not sure. And I even looked at their lineup, and I can't remember.
Maybe Van Morrison will sing. What's it?
Into the Mystic.
Into the Mystic before the game.
Yeah.
You'd like to see that?
After he yells.
He's yelling at Caitlin. Yeah.
Where you, Max?
All right, well.
So they'll triple team Caitlin tonight. So there'll be 3 people open.
Well, if that's the case, then she'll have a lot more assists.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm going to predict that she shoots well from 3 tonight.
I think so, too, because she'll have her legs.
She'll have her legs, and I'm guessing the defense won't be as good because this team's not as good. She just needs to get – I think she's lost. As crazy as this sounds, I think she's lost a little confidence from three-point range. I think she's a little tentative.
I think you're right.
She's human.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's seen a lot of shots not go in. And not just –
I mean, the last game she was
wide open.
1 of 10.
And a lot of those were wide open
Yes,
threes.
they
She
were.
just missed them.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm with you though. I think she'll bounce back. They'll bounce back. It'll be interesting to see how much pep she has in her step after having 4 days off, because that's what I think she really needed.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, like you go home, you prep for tomorrow's show, and if you need to talk to me, just reach out, and then we can coordinate together.
We'll have a list of 17 topics.
Yep, and we'll have how long we're going to talk about each topic. It's going to be tomorrow's show is going to be very rigid. We're not going to no drifting.
Pizza will be one segment.
Just wish this building was bigger, and then you guys could talk on bunk bed.
We could get them installed.
But we'll do 17 topics, 2 minutes and 22 seconds for each topic.
All right.
All right. Well, everybody enjoy. Oh, when do we have rain coming again?
Overnight, but not much.
When's the last time it rained? Did it rain overnight 2 nights ago?
A couple nights ago.
Yeah, a couple nights ago, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, police reports next, and hawkfanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
Download the new KCJJ